You know, I'm out this morning with my comrades. It's right before breakfast. Hey! Puppy again doing the nasty thing. Some dogs will eat feces. I believe it's because of the protein content that's left in it, especially in the morning when they're hungry. But I don't like it. I stop it. And you should stop it also. But I'm talking about this girl here, Saya. Beautiful pit. And I look at her, and I remember when she first came in, she was high strung, okay? And it makes me think about a client that came to me once that said, "Hey Brandon, I want you to fix my dog, but I don't want you to break his spirit." It's a very powerful statement. Has a lot of negative connotation to it. And what are you looking at? Sometimes there are cats on the roof, and that's where he's looking. But I don't see anything. So they'll say to me, "Brandon, I want you to help my dog, but I don't want you to break his spirit." It's a very powerful statement. It's actually used with horses. And what is meant by that, technically, is when a horse is broken, to pull a buggy, a wagon, and I guess we could say to domesticate him. And it's called breaking him. Now, the connotation to it is negative, of course, because of the word breaking. You think of something that's broke. And I understand what they're saying, but to break a spirit of something is impossible to totally get rid of the spirit of the creature, but we can teach them to temper it. And so when this girl comes here and she's with my dogs, you can see that she's different probably than she is when she's with her owner. She's more subdued here, almost seeming submissive most times, not necessarily willing to go out and to engage fully with the other dogs because of the spirit that she is in. Now, you're not going to break a dog's spirit, but what's happening is the problem that you're having when they come to me is because of the spirit of the dog. And so this dog with me looks as though her spirit is broke, but it's not. I'm sure that you can talk to the owner and she will say, "Yes, Saya still is very spirited when I take her out," or reactive with the owner, because the spirit is not broken. It is subdued in a different environment. This environment, the environment that I live in, that these comrades of mine live in. Yes, they never give me a moment when I don't have anything to do. It's constantly something to do. Refilling the water bowls and the pool and cleaning up, and it's a never-ending story. I understand the title of that movie. Never ending. Back to the spirit. What are we talking about? It's the spirit of nature, the spirit of the thing. When we talk about the spirit of nature, we're talking about the wild side, the untamed side. So when someone says to me about their dogs, "I don't want you to break their spirit," yes, you do. You don't necessarily like that wild side. But I want you to know that it really can't be broken. It can be tempered. We can teach them to have a certain behavior or a specific spirit in certain environments. But if in your environment, where you live, inside your doghouse with your dog, if you produce the spirit of the wild, then your dog going to look at that territory that it's in and anything outside of that territory, around that territory, in that same spirited manner. And so, yes, you do want the dog's spirit broken. You want it broken to the point where you can say something and hormonally manipulate the dog to feel what you want it to feel. But in doing so, if you feel the person that your spirit is broken because of what you're looking at, we think our dogs are, let's say, depressed, sad. Well, look, that's a human emotion, really. I mean, not that dogs can't be sad, but for the most part, when you look at your dog and you look in their eyes and you see that, it's really your reflection looking back at you, because you have for so many years seen this explosive, spirited dog that when you don't see it, then you feel that they must be broken. No, you've finally broken into what it takes to control and hormonally manipulate a dog that is really a wolf in dog's clothing. I did a radio interview. We were talking about, well, Brandon, someone said to me, your dogs, the dogs that you work with, are aggressive. And that's why you have to do what you have to do. And you're right, but you're wrong. You're wrong, but you're right. Because, and they say, and those are the kind of dogs that come to you. But the problem is, those dogs, before they come to me, were a different type of dog. They were a sweet, gentle, kind dog that was trying to learn and navigate its way through life. The human being came in, interfered with the games, the toys, the roughhouse, the tug of war, the chasing, the competition. With all of that, hey, drop it. Get away from there. Hey, get out of there. And all of that, and changed the spirit of the dog and turned it into an assertive, dominant, aggressive creature. Up. These guys are hungry. Creature for the first part of its life, and now for the second half of its life, we spend all of our time trying to put the genie back in the bottle. So to say that the dog comes to me and I work with those aggressive dogs, and that I'm for those aggressive dogs. No, I'm for that dog before he has transformed into a dog that needs to come to me. I'm for that dog. When dogs come out of their mothers, man, they're just trying to learn. It's what they learn in life that causes the chaos that makes our life miserable. So when they're young, yes, you need to break that spirit. You need to be able to hormonally manipulate them, to get into their head, for them to listen to you, to do what you want them to do, which is by saying what you don't like. I can't say this enough. I can say it in many, many ways, and I will continue to say it. We've got to be able to hormonally manipulate our dogs to break that aggressive, dominant spirit that we didn't realize that we were creating from the day that they were born, and we did it out of love and affection. Oh my gosh, how flipped is that? To be able to understand and know that out of love and affection, you created this dog that needs my help. And that's why I'm speaking loud and proud every chance I get to let people know it's flawed, humans. Hey! The way we are doing it, it's flawed. We don't need an assertive, dominant dog. That's not the life you're trying to live. You want to enhance your life. You want sweet, kind, loving things that are happening to you. You can't get that if you're bringing this out in your dog and he has misinterpreted it, and you've woken up the genie inside, that evil genie to use its mouth to rip and tear, don't think that's happiness. That's only a necessity in life to be able to survive and live. Their food comes in a can and a bag. They don't need that to be brought out of them. Don't do it. And so in closing, all these dogs that you see, a lot of them, all of them have a neurotic tendency. That's why they came to me. That neurotic tendency was enhanced by the human being out of love and affection. I know this may be hard to hear. I know that we have been brainwashed for so many years thinking that we should be a certain way with our dogs. But let me say this to you. Not every dog, just like not every person, is the same. And so what you may have done with a dog that was bred to be subordinate, now you've got a backyard bred dog, and you think that you can still deal with them as though they were a subordinate dog? This dog that has an edge to him, that's an alpha or a beta? Oh my gosh, it's no wonder that we're confused. We don't even understand where the misstep took place. It took place in the breeding. It is a breeding problem. And then when it gets here, that problem has been enhanced by the way we live with them. So every time I do a video, I am tapping into something. I'm not giving it to you step by step by step, but I really am, but it's in a way for you to learn if you're going to work with dogs. We have a tendency that we want it all. Just lay it all out for me, Brandon. But that's not how life is. Life is a series of stepping through situations and learning from them. This is what I'm teaching this dog and other dogs that come here, how to temper themselves. Look at this behavior that was never seen before with her owners. Both of these dogs. Isn't it interesting how they would meet up? Two dogs that had a problem meet up by coming here, and now they're able to investigate each other, challenge each other without getting to the fight. Hey, what are you doing? This was a dog that came here for food issues. I better stop blabbing because it is breakfast time and these guys are hungry and they're animals, and when animals are hungry, they will find a food source. And feces is not the one I want, so I better sign off.